What's up, guys? Today in this video I'm going to be showing the STO N SHO front mount quick release license plate bracket from Big Mike's Performance. So if you live in a state like me that requires you to have a license plate on both the back and the front of your vehicle, such as in my case California, that might require you to have to drill holes in the front of your bumper to mount that license plate. And that's just something that I'm not willing to do, and I'm sure a lot of you guys that have nice vehicles, no matter what the make and model, don't necessarily want to drill holes in the front of their bumper. So with this STO N SHO quick release front mount license plate bracket, it allows you to install that front mount license plate without having to actually drill any holes. And at the same time, it offers the benefit of being actually able to remove that front license plate, such as at like car shows or something like that, where you want to have your car to have a nice, clean, presentable look. And then when you're finished, you can just slap that front license plate back on and go on your way. So when you get your STO N SHO license plate bracket, it's going to come with a couple of pieces. The first part's going to be this forward-facing mount right here with the guide rods attached. And then the second part's going to be this bracket here that includes the quick release mechanism, which is this pull ring right here. Also included is going to be all the required installation hardware. One thing to note is that you want to make sure you get the correct bracket for your application. They sell a bracket that's for Challengers without the adaptive cruise control, and then they sell one that's for Challengers with the adaptive cruise control. If you don't know if you have adaptive cruise control or not, you'll know because there'll be a huge sensor right here in the middle of this grill. So you definitely want to make sure you pick up the correct plate for your car, because I think the bracket that's intended for the vehicles without adaptive cruise control may actually block that sensor, and it could adversely affect performance. Now, installation of the bottom bracket is very simple. There's 3 mounting bolts, one here, one in the middle, one on the other side. You basically just use factory bolt locations, remove the factory bolts, and then install this bracket with the included new hardware. There's also a piece of adhesive tape underneath this bracket to help keep it in place. Just tighten them down, don't over tighten them, and that's pretty much it for the installation on this. Same story for the other half of the bracket. Super simple installation. Comes with the required hardware. You basically just mount your license plate to the front of this bracket using the top holes here. So the way this system works is pretty simple. You'll notice on the license plate mount that the guide rods in the back here have a couple of notches machined into one of the rods. So the way it works is the quick release mechanism on the bottom bracket interlocks with these grooves. The pull pin sits right inside, and that's what keeps this retained onto that bottom bracket. You'll notice that there's actually 2 grooves machined into this rod here, and which one you use depends on which vehicle you have. So if you have a Scat Pack, an SRT, or maybe an RT with the larger front lip chin spoiler, you're going to want to go ahead and use this back one so that the license plate will actually clear that larger chin spoiler. If you have a regular RT spoiler or an SXT, you're going to want to use this front one. So you've decided to go ahead and use this particular system. One thing you're going to want to be mindful of is this will effectively lower the front of your car a good 1.5 inches. So there's going to be a higher probability that you're going to be scraping on speed bumps or maybe your driveway. In my case, I'm having an issue with that right now. So what I did is I went ahead and went out and bought this metal license plate frame to help protect the license plate. And you can see here on the bottom that it's already had a few close encounters with the pavement here. So you don't have to do that, but if you want to keep your license plate looking good, if there's any possibility at all that you're going to scrape, I would go ahead and pick one of those up. To install the license plate, you just insert the guide rods into the bottom mount, pull the pin until the guide rods will slide, and then just push it into whatever indentation that you need for your application. You'll hear a snap, and then this thing isn't going anywhere. To remove it, it's just the opposite. Pull the quick release pin, and then pull the front off, and then you're good to go. So you can see here what I was talking about with the 2 notches on the guide rod. If you have a normal RT chin spoiler, you use the notch that's closest to the license plate, and as you can see here, it just gives you enough room to clear that spoiler for a nice tight fit. If you're using, or if you have a car that has the bigger chin spoiler, you're going to have to use that first notch, because as you can see, there's no way that the plate would actually clear that chin spoiler. Alright guys, pretty much in this video, short and sweet for you. If you're in the market for a license plate bracket for the front of your car and you don't want to have to drill holes in your bumper, I think the STO N SHO is a very viable option, and it'll allow you to install that front license plate without having to drill holes. And as an added bonus, you can pop that plate right off the car if you want to show it. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments below. I'll leave a link to the product page in the description. We'll see you next time.